Hey everyone, and welcome to my channel. Today's video is first video of my new project, Formula 1 RC model in 1 to 10 scale. To be more specific, it will be 2021 year F1 car of Alpine team car model A521. In this video I focus on rear end of model because 3D model of body is not 100% done yet. I created a model of body in 3D Studio Max, and mechanical parts and as suspension are created in Fusion 316. I started this build with 3D printing of parts for rear end from PETG material. Here are all 3D printed parts for rear end cleaned from all supports. I've also prepared all hardware parts for this assembling of rear end. So what do we got here? This is mount for motor. Motor is 540 size L3 motor. This is frame for connecting motor mount with differential housing. Here are lower arm, upper arm, and knuckle. And if we move here to hardware parts, this is rear differential, dry caps, dry shafts, some bearings, hub for dry hub for wheels, coupling for connecting differential with motor, and of course shock absorbers. And last one is bone joints for connecting upper arms with shock absorbers. Okay, so let's start with assembling of rear differential. These are all parts for differential assembly. I'm going to use on this F1 car this drive shaft from Tamiya TT1 chassis, which is in 1 to 10 scale. But this differential has a drive cap in 1 to 14 scale, so it doesn't match. So first task is make this drive cap fits to this differential. Let's open this differential. Now I have to fit this gear into this drive cap. There are two ways how to do it. First way is more expensive. I can use this drive shaft from WLtoys in 1 to 14 scale and just cut this end. I already did it on this shaft, and this end of shaft fit nicely on this gear. And this is one way how to fit this drive cap on this differential. Second, less expensive way how to fit drive cap on this gear is fabricate this piece from 5mm aluminum rod, and this is how it looks like. All what we have to do is just drill 1.6mm hole in center of this rod and cut a M2 thread, and then just fabricate these parts. And these fit also really nice on this gear. So these are two very easy way how to modify differential to fit this 1 to 10 scale drive shaft. So let's assemble back together this differential. And here is finished modified 1 to 14 scale differential. As you can see, 1 to 10 scale drive shaft fit nice. Okay, let's put it together with this housing. First we push these bearings inside this housing. One bearing is also from inside of housing. Next is this drive gear. I cut another piece of this shaft, so it fits nice inside of this gear. Now I can put it inside this housing, inside of bearings. Okay, fits really nice. And now I can close this housing. Don't worry, later I add some grease inside this differential. And last thing what we have to do is push this nut inside of this hole in housing, same as it on this side. And here is it, finished rear differential for Formula 1 car. Next is this frame. There is nothing special about it, it's pretty much straightforward, only a few screws. At first we mount this engine mount to frame. And now we put this frame on a differential case. This part fits really tight, so it may happen that you have to little adjust it with a file. I already did it off camera. I designed this tight fit because I want to have this frame really tight and strong on this differential case. Frame with motor mount are mounted to differential case. Let's continue with knuckles and wishbones. At first we install bearing into knuckle. We install a Tamiya swing drive shaft into knuckle. And we install a up nut. And now we can connect the knuckle to diff case with wishbones. But before we do it, we have to be sure that the wishbones move freely between these tabs on a diff case. There was a print support between these tabs, so gap can be a little tight. In this case, just use the file and make this gap perfect for wishbone. This is upper wishbone and this is lower wishbone. Let's mount it to knuckle. I choose to use these set screws because joint view looks more clean without ball heads. And now we can connect this assembly to diff case. Rear end of a Formula 1 car is almost done. All we left to do is assemble shock control arm mechanism and screw on motor. Here is all hardware what we need for that. Let's put the shock arm mechanism together. We start with a pull rod. Pull rod is made from M2 threaded rod and M2 ball joints. Hole diameter in this ball is 1.5 millimeter. I cut a 30 millimeter long piece of this M2 threaded rod. And now we can put these ball joints on this rod. We need to set a 45 millimeter distance between balls in ball joints. Once this distance will be set, we fix it with these nuts. Distance between ball center is around 45 millimeters, so this pull rod is done, and we can continue with this small 3D printed arm. We put a bearing into this arm and connect it to pull rod. Now we can install this assembly to rear end assembly. And first we screw this rear end of pull rod into upper wishbone. Lower wishbone is in the way, so I put it away. And now we can mount shock absorber to this small arm. And now we can mount the shock arm to frame. For a smooth movement of this bearing, is good to use a washer, but regular M2 washer is too big for this hole. Instead of regular washer, it's good to use M2 spring washer. And last step is screw shock on frame. And here we have it, fully assembled shock mechanism for our Formula 1 car model. The last part of rear end is a motor with a prop shaft. As first we assemble a prop shaft. Prop shaft consists from two cardan joint, piece of 5mm aluminum rod, and 3.70 to 5mm shaft adapter. Let's put it together and throw it on a differential and a motor. And here we have it, finished rear end for Formula 1 RC model in 1:10 scale. I have one extra part for this rear end assembly, rear wing. This is just a prototype, so it not looks very nice, but it helps to imagine how this model will look like when it will be 100% done. If you like this video, go ahead and click on the like button, and if you have any questions or comments, feel free to leave them in the comment section.